think the reason that she's so paranoid all of a sudden is because she knows that it's not going to take much to kind of put her there. You know what I mean? Like to get, hey, we have proof that you were there.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, I'll send it to you on via Facebook.
Are you fucking kidding me? We live right now. Me and Randy were listening. I listening to these to the accusations about Christy Teigen, John Legend's wife. And the crazy shit she was up there saying on Twitter, dog. Man, what the fuck? Like I had saw it in the news, but I really didn't. You know, I ain't click on it or anything. I know I saw her on the flight log. Because I looked at the actual flight logs from everything. You know whose name I saw a lot on there was Chris Tucker.
Yep.
But hey, how y'all doing? It's Word on the Ave. Corey Gilmore, it's Randy Anderson. Just let y'all know who we are. But yeah, no, I saw a lot of names on there. But yeah, when I was looking at that flight log, and of course Chrissy Teigen that popped up there like later in like the 2000s. A name that I kept seeing on there was Jelani. I was pronouncing it as Ghislaine. Is it Ghislaine, Jelani? Two different pronunciations. The Maxwell chick.
Yeah, Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah, man, and I was seeing her name pop up over and over again on the flight log, and I'm like, who the fuck is this? Who the fuck is Ghislaine Maxwell? So I typed her in because I'm talking about just every other day she was hopping on flights and she'd be on there with new celebrities, or it'd be a lot of those names on there when you look them up, they're powerful people. They'll just say that they're powerful people. A lot of them are international, you know what I'm saying? They're foreign people. But then you had celebrities and different things like that. And some of the logs they basically had it as, you know, unknown girl or unknown boy. So they didn't have what the names was. So that could have been anything, but we already know Epstein was in some bullshit. Yeah, then I kept seeing Ghislaine Maxwell's name on there, and I typed it in, and then I saw all this shit. I was like, oh, so they're actually investigating her. Like, she was the right-hand man, because, like, you go by the flight log, it'll show that. And then, probably about a couple days after that, she had got arrested. I was like, wow, I found this chick at the at the right time, man. So, wow.
Her story is a lot deeper. But that'll be for a different time.
Yeah, man. She's like the daughter of
a double agent.
Yeah, the Asian like MI6. I have it wrong. She's like MI6 or some shit like that, man. Like her, yeah, man. She's an agent. Her daddy is an agent, and
her sister works for the government.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't have all the facts, but it's a whole lot of shit, man. So this is that whole thing. But nah, like I said, we were just listening to Christy Teigen, and I didn't know nothing about all that, but said she deleted about 60,000 emails. Golly, that's crazy, and was saying the craziest shit. But it's from the start. The first one, she literally said, like, you there's no way you can play around like that. Like, we know the Pizzagate references and stuff like that. So talking about she woke up with pizza and ranch all over her. But when you sit up there and blatantly say there's something about half naked, I don't even feel comfortable saying this shit.
I wouldn't either.
Talking about little girls, something about that makes you want to go to jail and stuff like that. You actually put out a tweet like that. Golly, like that's crazy. That's crazy. And these people are walking the fucking planet, man. So but you know, what do you expect? That's Hollywood in general. You know what I'm saying? The whole celebrity, these celebrities on who the fuck you think they are, man. But nonetheless, man, like I said, Word on the Ave. We've been gone for a minute.
Mental breaks, y'all. Mental breaks.
Yeah, man. Take a mental break, recharge. We've been doing a lot of different things behind the scenes. So Yeah, man. We back though. We back. So, know what's been going on with you, man?
Besides almost dying on the float trip. Wait, I'm good. I'm good.
Said you almost died on the float trip.
Yeah.
What are you talking about when you out of town?
Yeah, when I was out of town, I went to a like we went camping and went on a float trip and stuff like that. So literally, we was on the float, and the dude that one of the people that was rowing, like everybody wasn't paying attention, and we was running to a tree, and the dude that had the row or whatever, like kind of freaked out and like jumped back into the raft, and so I kind of put one leg over the raft or whatever to push off the tree because I didn't have a row, but I pushed off the tree, and like we passed the tree, past the big tree. The next thing I know, my ass goes whoop into the water, and I get picked up by the current.
You fell into the water.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I got picked up into the current or whatever. Current took me like a solid like 5-6 feet away from the raft, and I eventually caught my foot in or whatever. But yeah. Almost died.
Man, what the hell? You had a life jacket on?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. That's a good thing. You know how to swim?
Nope.
That's a good thing. That's good. You had your life jacket on. Well, man, that's crazy. That was around the same time. Old girl, up in the news, Big Sean's.
Oh yeah,
old lady.
Yeah, Naya Rivera.
Yeah. So that's good, man. That's good. Yeah, man. So nah, man. Same shit, man. We been working, man. I just been working like a motherfucker, trying to get shit going, man. And
yeah, I feel
like I said, we got a lot of shit behind the scenes, but yeah, let's get back to this, man. Let's get back to this, cause yeah, you've been seeing all the crazy ass shit, man. It's been going on in the news, man. All the shit. It's always a good barometer. So when you're talking about from, celebrity bull crap to politicians and all the stuff that's being put on to television, what they call programming. Y'all need to pay attention to those words. They call it these for a reason. It's called programming for a reason. Yep. And that's exactly what it does. And so you're just seeing all type of different nonsense, stuff that we've been fighting against. But what we got to understand, man, we got to main thing that's cutting us down. See the title. Main thing that's cutting us down is bias, man. Bias, indifference, and hypocrisy, man. Bias, indifference, and hypocrisy. We're going down a rabbit hole, man. Like we're going far down. Like we're not going to be able to climb out. We got a lot of years of just unlearning that we got to do. I mean, we've become so just incensed to each other. I want to say indifferent. Indifferent is probably the worst thing possible you could be.
Okay.
We're indifferent to everybody's plight. Well, what I mean when I say that indifferent is our ability, and especially, we see this as Black folks. So what we do is each other as Black folks is indifference. The second we don't agree with anything,
we start
we cut it off. We cut each other off. I've heard the phrase that love, indifference is the opposite of love, is the true opposite of love, which I don't necessarily agree with because it's kind of a component, you know what I'm saying? They kind of go hand in hand, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of a component, love, hate, dichotomy. Love and hate is the opposite of love, but indifference is, is it's like you're not even trying to listen to what the next person is saying. You don't even want to understand their plight or what they're feeling. Uh, and it all blends in together when you're talking about, like I said, bias. When we talking about bias from what's some things? What gender bias, racial bias, religious. I mean, man, you could go down the line of just many things, man. Everybody's biased. I mean, think of something, man. Like you had Kanye. We saw Kanye up there on the stage. He held him a crazy ass presidential election. And this is a perfect example. But you know, we he's gone up there and he says some crazy things. He is a lot of times he's very irresponsible with his words, so to say. And he goes up there and just spouts off shit. Doesn't get into the basis. Dig deep into what he's actually talking about. I think he did explain, because one of the controversial thing he said was, you heard what he said?
Yeah, Harriet Tubman. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Harriet Tubman. Yeah, my shit's going slow. Lauren's popping in.
Yeah, but the Harriet Tubman thing that she didn't, what's her name? She didn't really free slaves. She just moved them to white people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just moved them.
Yeah.
And, just moved them. And, without any context, and then when you base that on what everybody already knows or their perception of what Harriet Tubman is, because there's a lot of different, things. They've changed up the Harriet Tubman story so many, they've added different layers to it and things like that. And there's so many aspects about the Harriet Tubman story that people don't even know. Harriet Tubman was a spy.
Yeah, I heard that story.
Yeah. Now, you got to look at things like that with nuance. But see, a lot of people will use, like I say, bias. They'll use bias and different things like that to fuel whatever they want to say, because there's not enough evidence to support that Harriet Tubman was engaging in the act. Can y'all hear me all right?
Yeah,
it's just going acting funny, but it's not enough evidence to say that she was acting as a spy, as some sort of counterintelligence to undermine, a slave revolt, or, or she's actually, actually feeding them into the enemy on purpose and different things like that. There's no evidence of that. There's different things, with the Underground Railroad, she didn't start that. You always got to be careful. They of, the other side, the enemy of your enemy, and joining them as friends. Yeah. And even after Emancipation Proclamation, motherfuckers was still owning slaves. But see, and we could go deep into that, keep going, and then you look at what we're in today and the type of system that we're in today, where we basically, and was kind of like basically what he was trying to say, where people really didn't give him a chance to benefit or the doubt, or wasn't trying to hear what he was saying, or wasn't trying to hear what anybody else was saying last time when he was talking about, slavery is a choice.
Right.
But like I said, he says these things and he really doesn't dive. He doesn't really dive deep. He just kind of spouts it off. He just kind of spouts it off as if he heard it on a.
Yeah, that's what it seems like to me. It seems like he heard it from somebody, and then just took like those little key points and just used them for his his points. So he was like, all right, I'm gonna take that, use that. I'm not gonna do no research on it, but I understand what you're talking about.
But but they took that, and they ran with it, and they basically turned them off, But think about it. Think about it. Him saying something like that. Let's say it is, say it is wrong. He's crazy. But think about all the crazy shit. What's some other crazy shit that's been said in the news lately, man?
The Joe Biden thing, you know what I'm saying? Donald
Oh,
Trump.
well, we know Joe Biden says stupid shit all the time. What he say? Oh yeah, what he just say? What did he just say?
Joe Biden said that Donald Trump is the first racist president. And I was like, come on, y'all.
Yeah.
Come on,
Misinformation. But
Yeah.
Joe Biden, there's a lot of people that know Joe Biden's an idiot, but the people want to use that. People don't believe that they have any other option. They don't even know that they have a third option in the presidential vote, and they don't even understand that they have a fourth option of writing anybody in, which I really didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Really didn't know till recent. So they don't even know that there's the fourth option. But understand that, but we had these millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of people. Millions of people, and you mean to tell me that shit couldn't spread to at least half of the damn public to where they can understand that and voice that, voice that, and the people don't have the platform to voice themselves on television and things like that, but at least be able to voice that in rallies and or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Rallies, social media, wherever it else that us as the voiceless or whatever smaller people.
Oh, you broke up.
Try to push whatever that we try to push, whatever that we want to push to bring some change to everything.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
It's about winning and losing.
Huh?
It's about winning and losing.
Right. And why the fuck ain't nobody came out with nothing like that? Why has nobody said that? It's showing you. Yeah.
Why ain't nobody said what?
Why would nobody even bring up the fact that there's a third or fourth option?
Because they don't want you to know. Well,
that's not true. That's not true.
Mainstream media doesn't want you to know. You know what I'm saying? Because
mainstream media doesn't want you to know. You don't think that's true, Lauren? That mainstream media, mainstream media doesn't want you to know.
Go ahead. I'm interested. Yeah, I think he froze.
Yeah, he froze.
Well, even if they don't know, did I freeze?
Yeah, you froze up. You kind of slow right now.
All right. Can you hear me?
No,
it's choppy. It's all choppy.
Nah, I don't know what's going on. And devil is a lie.
Man, it's been, a lot of the it's been like that. A lot of my shit's been fucked up for the longest, but it's been real terrible lately. It's a lot of the 5G. I was about to say, hey, we supposed to have 5G. Why is all the internet all fucked up everywhere? But I've been seeing that. It seems like it's not the only place. It's everywhere. The internet all crazy and people having slowdowns and shit. But okay, you good now, Lauren?
Allegedly.
Yeah. Now, I was just gonna say that if you look at a voting ballot, it's right there. Like right in is on the bottom of every single thing. So people can't say they ain't know. It's right there on your ballot.
That's very true. But do you really think that the sheep are gonna actually look at that if they're not told about it?
But right. And even with that, it's like they weren't told.
See, this is the thing. They looking at it. So that's why you don't go against the majority, because you want your vote to mean something.
But they weren't educated on it to begin with, because it's one thing, you know what I'm saying, to have it all laid out and you've had your candidate put in front of you and you know what you're dealing with and things like that. Or even like I said, it don't even gotta be a candidate. It can be the write-in. But you just getting up to the ballot and you seeing somebody else do you expect them to go in and just click on that candidate right there because that's right there?
No, I could see where you're saying that mainstream media sways you in a certain direction. I can totally.
It just not only sways you, it programs you, just like we said at the start. Programs you.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with that by any stretch of the imagination. But what I'm saying is that, nobody wants to go against the grain anyway.
No.
So, they're not going to go. They just simply not going to go against the grain. Like that's really what it boils down to. We make it all about winning and losing, Yeah. Okay, well, if my one vote, is going to be a wasted vote, because that's what they tell you, that if you vote against Republican and Democrat, your vote is a wasted vote. I've heard that a million times over, and so you like, well, I don't want my vote to be wasted or whatever the case may be. So yeah, I mean, it's going to, man, it would take hell and high water to change the system right now. I'm just being 100% honest, man.
But you see what you just see what I'm talking about, and that's exactly what I'm saying. Is everybody's gonna go with what's, they're gonna go with the crowd, you know what I'm saying, or what's going, everybody else is going with, they're gonna jump off the cliff. The people literally aren't gonna jump off the cliff, but if you make it pretty, you know what I'm saying, you put up a virtual reality and run into it, and motherfuckers just running head first, man. I think that's a bad analogy, but y'all get my drift. Y'all get my damn drift. But you see that?
I wonder though if we're making. I wonder if we're making assumptions though.
What you mean? Because it's all in the proof is in the pudding. Look at the responses.
Think about it like this. Think about it like this, right? So you said when y'all was talking about the Emancipation Proclamation a few minutes ago, right?
Yeah.
You said that initially when it was enacted, people still had slaves. Like it was like, man.
So you choppy.
Yeah, you choppy. And so pretty much
it took time. You know what I'm saying, to really get that job here.
You're real choppy right now. So pretty much what he just said was
I know what he about to say, nigga. Hold on.
What he said before. That's all. No. Yeah, because he kind of alluded, or he was alluding to something.
No, okay.
You good?
You good?
Hello, Lauren. Is he froze again?
Damn. That boondock. That's that internet coverage out in the sticks, man. Yeah.
That better.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Is that better?
Yeah, we hear you right now.
All I'm saying is that I think we are. Yeah, I think right now we are. Not right now, but I think in 20 years, we may not be singing this story no more.
What you mean? Singing what story?
Everything takes time. You would think that after all these,
You was lagging behind. You was lagging behind. Can you hear me?
Can you stay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, singing what story?
Yeah,
I think he's lagging behind.
Trying to find a good spot.
Using that damn dial up, man. Using that damn dial up. But what I'm saying was, we'll wait for Lauren to get back in, is you see how everybody will sway with the direction that the majority is going with, or what's perceived primarily as what's good. But see, take on what Kanye is going the same way, because people don't like Kanye.
Yeah.
People don't like Kanye. You know what I'm saying? They just don't like him. And he has that, you know what I'm saying, he has that aura around him right now. It's just a lunatic. And, everything he said, you know what I'm saying, is just nonsense.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he doesn't get the benefit of the doubt. he doesn't get the benefit of the doubt. But you got people like you say, Joe Biden will say the same crazy shit, but because people have an agenda or whatnot, you know, that they're trying to push with him, or they're trying to, you know, that everybody's personal agenda is just they want to use him to get Trump out, you know, screw the future of the country. And I won't even say that's what they're aiming for, but you know, they're not even educated to understand how shit works. And they're not even trying to understand how shit works because of that indifference. So when somebody like you or me, you know what I'm saying, or us, we come on and we start talking, people don't want to hear that shit because you throwing a wrench in their machine, in the cogs, you know what I'm saying? You throwing a wrench. You stopping what they trying to get going. It's stopping they flow. You know what I'm saying? It's stopping, it's like fucking up somebody's routine in the morning. No matter if somebody's got a routine, even no matter how it may affect them, like you telling people, you know what I'm saying, don't eat this, don't eat that, but it tastes good. They got a routine, and that's what gets them going throughout the day. Damn if they gonna get cancer later on. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to hear that shit. And them not wanting to hear that shit, not even, but it's to the fact that they not even willing to have a conversation. That's that indifference that we are fucking cursed with right now. Nobody's trying to hear nothing different. We're not trying to hear nothing, anything that sounds like a slight, Like I was on Facebook, man. I was in something. Somebody put up a post that said black women only protect the homosexual community. They protect homosexuals more than they protect masculinity. Now, I don't have now. You know, you see that. You see the. You see instances of that, but I see it on the other side also. I've seen plenty of black women that they like, man, we not with that shit. Like I see it all up and down with that timeline when they get on that bullshit, especially, and that's, as far as Kansas City, they ain't with that shit. You know what I'm saying? And they don't want no dirty dick put up in them. They don't want no dirty dick put up in them. You know what I'm saying? And shit like that. That's a risk. You know what I'm saying? Bringing back, AIDS and STDs and shit like that. They don't want that. So I see that. But I see some of a lot of times in these different movements, it's not black women. This is a whole nother conversation, but in these movements, you see them as at the forefront, but that doesn't put them all, that doesn't mean that the majority or, the majority of them are, you know what I'm saying, or whatnot. But nonetheless, he didn't say all or anything like that. But when I looked in the comment section, all I saw was here come a post from an ashy angry nigga. I saw ashy. I don't know what this said. I guess if you say something that's disagreeable, you say something that nobody agrees with, you're all of a sudden ashy. That means you didn't put lotion on, I guess, shit like that, dusty, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And just all type of name calling. You know what I'm saying? Females name calling, and they got mad. They got angry. And I put in there, you know what I'm saying? I responded. I can't remember exactly what I put in there, but I said black people. And there was niggas in there, you know what I'm saying? Niggas in there calling names and shit like that too, and stuff like that. I said black people. This is all we fucking do is sit around and resort to ad hominems and insults, childish ad hominems and insults. But instead of actually addressing his points, addressing the error that you see in what he's saying. I said salute to those that were on here and did that, because there were people that simply did that. But like I said, you see it all up and down. Then all the little slick, sassy comments and all that bullshit, all the little sassy shit. How the fuck are you going to get anything done? How are you going to educate the next person if you're not even willing to talk? And so what we was talking about, Lauren, was with Kanye. It's how everybody, you know what I'm saying, how we were liking it with Joe Biden, how you said everybody's going with, you know what I'm saying, what is popular, what feels positive, instead of actually doing their homework and actually breaking down each statement and things like that. And so they're doing the same thing. I said it's going in reverse with Kanye, where everybody's hopping on the let's hate Kanye bandwagon. Yeah, he's a crazy Negro. He says some stupid shit. But why don't you actually dig in and actually have nuance and actually address each statement that he says? Because ain't they always told you that that drunk nigga on the corner, he'll say some nutty shit. He'll say some nutty shit. But if you listen, you'll hear some real shit a lot of times.
Yeah, you'll catch the
That's what that's what it's always been. You'll hear some real shit because there's something that comes with experience. You know what I'm saying? But it's so you'll hear some real shit, but we don't even have. But that only come from a person that has their ears open. If you just sitting up there looking like, oh, he's drunk, he's dirty, he's dusty, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? He's a bum. He's a homeless man. He ain't got nothing he can tell me. You turned your ears off. It's like I've said on past shows. I can learn something from a damn. It's from a fucking 7-year-old, man. There may be something that a 7-year-old found out or whatnot. They'll tell you. They'll sit up there. I mean, there's plenty of parents that have experienced, I'm sure they've experienced that. Their 7-year-old give them some information. Hey, mom, did you know that a caterpillar does this and that? Like, oh, really? I never heard that before. They could go deeper than that, but there's always something to learn from the next person. Your age doesn't, your age just puts on, you can gain more information as you go along and accumulate knowledge. But a lot of times ain't nobody accumulating. They accumulating what they got up in school, what they being told to get, but knowledge on their own, they not getting that. That's why you got sick. It's like you see Lauren, the 11-year-old kid that's getting accepted up in Harvard. You got 11-year-olds getting accepted up at Harvard, man. Getting accepted into Harvard. And I mean, there's probably plenty of stuff that he can share with me. Something that I didn't know. And I study and I read my ass off.
You also got to be willing to listen, and people don't like to listen. They
like to
hear it and then jump to conclusion.
Because it's ego. Because of ego.
Yeah. That
ego. Which Kanye has too, but Kanye does listen.
Yeah.
Kanye's problem with his ego is he wants to be at the forefront. So he spouts off shit instead of getting the person. Because I'm pretty sure, like a lot of these celebrities, they got that friend that has the information or has information on different things. So when they sit in the back smoking a blunt or wherever it is, or they was up there on that ranch over in Wyoming and they having them conversations and feeding them that, he's sitting there, oh, word? Damn, I didn't know that. And then Kanye, go off, and now he's going to start repeating that, and a lot of people do that crap. And start repeating what he heard without actually taking note, learning the information for himself. He's taking it for himself and running with it and presenting to the public, and then having himself out in the forefront. I'm going to be the president and different things, shit like this. Now, this could have just been a fucking press run because this album he's got an album that's about to come out. But nonetheless, talking about I'm being the president, different things like that. So it's ego when you feed it into that. But we're not dealing with it with what it is. Deal with the statement and point out the error in the statement.
Yeah.
Point out the error in the statement. Just sitting up there saying, oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. I'm done. What's that? All this shit. I'm done. And turn around. What's all them little slick phrases motherfuckers be saying all on Facebook and shit. You know what I mean? I can't even think of none. There's always some little slick, sassy ass phrase. You know what I'm saying, motherfucker? I'm finished. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Or they got something as a reply to that shit.
I think there's a duality to getting people to listen to, though. We do live in a time where people cancel you if you don't You know, if it don't sound like it's something that they can comprehend or it doesn't align with, you
Yeah,
know, kind of what they see. But I think
exactly.
but I also think there's a duality to it as well, where, you know, when you talking over somebody's head because they don't have that knowledge base, that it's not that they don't want to listen to you, it's just you talking on a level that they don't understand. And so sometimes I do feel like you
They
need to
say that again. They talking on a level that they don't what?
understand.
So why the fuck are you talking then? Why the fuck are you
No.
respond? Why the fuck? See, that's the problem. Negroes and they motherfuckers in their ego.
I see what you're saying
They
there.
have to have some type of response to some shit that they don't understand.
I agree with that. What the point I was trying to make though was that I think sometimes you gotta cater your message to your audience. You know what I'm saying? I think sometimes you do have to cater your message to your audience at times. You know what I'm saying? And when you have, we'll just take Black people in general. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to generalize, but I'm going to just for this sake of this statement. When you have, you know, a group of people that have made the choice not to educate themselves, you know, you have to find a way to work your way in through dialogue in order to at least get their attention, you know.
Okay.
And so I mean it's definitely a slippery slope, you know, because you have this wealth of knowledge that you trying to pass, you know, you have it on a 8th grade level, but you're trying to pass it down to first graders. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and I think that's where patience comes in. You know, I know we say we ain't got nothing but time, but we don't have enough time either. You know,
we ain't got enough time.
You know, why waste my time on people that don't get it? I think at some point you're going to have to. Like, you can start with people that get it, but eventually there's more people that don't get it that then do get it. And so eventually you're going to have to come down a level to try to educate people that don't get it if you're trying to reach the masses. Now, if you ain't trying to reach the masses, then you just figure out who gets it and then you had dialogue with that group of people. But when you're talking about trying to get a message out to the masses, you got to dumb it down. You know, you got to, hell, sometimes you got to put it in picture format instead of words, because some people see it through pictures better than they see it through, you know, or see it through visuals better than they, you know, hear it through words. So I mean, it's
but there
tough.
comes a point. But there comes a point because we understand that we're and I may be wrong on this, so please rebuttal if I'm wrong. But there comes a point because we're not controlling the media. You know what I'm saying? There's a monopoly on what's being put out, and like I said, what's being programmed to the minds. So when does the responsibility on the listener that you know I always talk about, when does the responsibility on the listener themselves come into play?
When that literally, I believe after you hear it or after you look it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, after you have a conversation with somebody and it interests you, as soon as it interests you, after the conversation, you should look it up a little bit.
But you know, that's you said interest. But see, a lot of people, it's that's what it's being stuck to, is what interests people. And we've been taught, we've been fed, we've been groomed to think a certain way. Just like you're gonna be shit that's programmed, you know what I'm saying? You're programmed from the time that you're a child. You know what I'm saying? People love the American culture. Mm-hmm. They're gonna get with stuff that they're interested in.
What's your objective though?
Huh?
What's your objective? And I'm not asking you like in your conversation right now, I'm just saying in general, is your objective to get people to do their research, or is your objective to get people to believe what you're saying?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a really good question.
No, it's to do the research. You're not supposed to believe what I'm saying. And that's the problem. You're not supposed to believe what I'm saying. It's to go out and do
But what's your point though?
Huh?
What's your point though? Like, I'm talking about you. I'm not talking about the listener. I'm talking about you. Like, of course.
As the person that's given the information.
Yeah, like I mean, of course it's on the individual to fact check.
Right.
But do I really give a damn as a speaker, if you fact check what I say? No, I don't. You know what I'm saying? Because really, if you don't fact check me, then I don't have to go back and do research to try to to validate my point. You know, so
wait. Say if you don't fact check me.
If you don't fact check me, then it makes my job easier because I don't have to go research to make sure that what I said is valid.
But
I
see that
say whatever.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So
yeah,
from
okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
The onus has always been on the audience. The onus has always been on the audience. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if the onus wasn't on the audience, you know, why do you even have, you know, why don't you have more successful motivational speakers? Because people, you know, some people just don't sound believable, but then other people do go back and fact check what you're saying and be like, ooh, I'm not going to his next show because that was a waste of my hour. You know what I'm saying? Not only did I not feel not only was I not motivated, but he also just spewed off, you know what I'm saying, a bunch of information that either wasn't true or wasn't relevant, you know. So I think I see what you're saying, that you should always fact check the information that you get. I think that there is a level of trust that people put in a person once they've been deemed to be credible that does go out the door. And I think we all do it. You know what I'm saying? I think we all do it. I think there, you know, if you know, if somebody that you have respect and you esteem for, you know, if they say something, you're gonna be like, okay. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's we've all done it, you know, and I think that's based off the comfortability of the relationship, even if it's not like we best friends, but I've listened to you enough to say that most of what you say is valid. It's only going to trigger if it just sounds funny. If it don't sound funny, then it may not trigger anything in my brain to be like, wait a minute, that don't even make sense. Now, if it doesn't sound right, then it is up to me as a listener to be like, I don't know about that. Let me go back and let me see, you know what I'm saying, if there's any credibility in that statement, you know what I'm saying? But most of the time, that's what we do. We just we take it for face value, you know, either because we're not interested or because we actually believe it. It sounds right.
But you made a good point though, because a lot of people who are presenting the information want it to be presented at face value because they don't want you to go behind them. I mean, think of what happened. It's a good segue because I was going to bring this up eventually. Think of what happened with our boy Nick Cannon.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, boy, they got Nick Cannon, but they got Nick Cannon dog bent over touching his ankles right now. I think I saw something talking about he gonna donate to Holocaust Survivor Museum and all that. Like, what? How much more money these fools need, dog?
Him and Deshaun Jackson.
Him and Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah, you know, that's a tough island to be on, man. And you know, at first I was trying to defend him at first until it continued to unravel. Now I don't not stand by my statement that, you know, why, you know, Rabbi whoever is out there trying to holler at him that it don't need to be 12 of us trying to pull him over here. Like, nah, don't go over there. Like we have disowned him in a lot of ways now. You know what I'm saying? So I do stand by the statement that we need to snatch him up and make sure he don't get away. You know, because Nick is a solid dude. I just think he went too deep into something that he wasn't ready to play in.
Well, no, he went too deep into something he ain't know about. He ain't know nothing about, because why would you even? You're talking about something that you're not even willing to stand on.
Well, but it goes back to the statement that I just made a second ago, which was he had so much respect for Professor Griff
Yeah.
that he took everything he said as truth without really
No, because Nick did a lot of that Nick did a lot of the talking. He was doing.
No, but
but he didn't question a lot though. Even if you carry the conversation, Professor Griff did speak, and he spoke extremely clearly. And Nick didn't ask a ton of questions, you know. Go ahead.
Also, he actually believed in all that, and he spoke about that a long time ago. That's the reason why he lost his what's name.
I don't agree with that.
I'm talking about Professor Griff, not Nick Cannon.
You saying Professor Griff believes in what he believes in? Oh, absolutely.
Like literally, that's the reason why him and his group, like he got him and the group split because of his beliefs and what he was trying to push.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
no. That's not why they split though. They split because the money was getting ready to be snatched away from them. That's why they split. You know what I'm saying? You know, Chuck D was like, I need my check. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just not gonna be as controversial as you.
Now, won't we all agree? Won't we all agree that when it comes to something like that, like I said, I'm not in the business of canceling people. And I'm the type of person, I'll always come back to a person to hear what they want to say. I want to hear what everybody says. But ain't that the definition of that's selling out? No matter what your intentions are, you may be like, hey, I gotta sell out at this moment and come back. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be back. But you just sold out. And you just
I agree.
Tag on you.
I think here's the problem.
Because you're doing it in that moment, and there may not be a later. Just like we talked about, we running out of time. We running out of time. You know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing.
We out of time, Tom. We out of time.
Here's the thing about making historical context, and this is where making historical context gets extremely tricky. Number one, the most important, you weren't there. That's number one, the most important. You weren't there. Number two, and maybe even just as important, is, you know, the history has been tainted. Like, you know, you can go talk to your grandma, your great grandma, you know, and she'll tell you about the family way back when. But a lot of us don't have those relationships, or our grandparents are already dead, so those stories are gone. You know, and so we're losing history because we don't have the storytellers anymore, you know. And so of course you have to question really anything that's the story, you know. I mean, what's to say, and I don't believe this to be true, but I'm just gonna ask this question. Just because civilization started in Africa, who said that the first people was brown? Who said that? All we know scientifically is that history of mankind started in Africa. But we don't really know.
And scientifically, if you go scientifically, we can create a pale skin. You know, we can create a pale skinned child, but it can't go. It can't go vice versa. So you have different markers like that. But you know, people like to speak in, like you said, people like to act like they were there. We speak in absolutions and assertions a lot.
And then this is one of the biggest things that I took away from the entire interview is Professor Griff, one of the things Professor Griff said is that as the chosen people, we move in love. You know what I'm saying, right? Is what he said. You know, we as the chosen people, we move in love. We know we can handle ours, but at our core, we move in love. So why does any of that shit really matter? Why does that shit even matter? Like, why does it matter that, white people, you know, or the folks up in the mountains that's a little more fair skinned, you know what I'm saying? They were savages, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we move it.
They didn't even address that. Nobody even addressed that. See, that was if anything, that now I understand the context of what he was saying, but still, that's what I'm talking about.
100%. You know
I
what I'm
understand
saying?
the exact context of what he was saying, but if anything, we're talking about bias, indifference, and hypocrisy. If anything, that would have been the thing to sit back and, you know what I'm saying, to say, okay, because imagine if a white person says something like that, and they say, well, this is what we really thought. You know what I'm saying? This is what we really thought. We believe that black people are the true savages and different stuff, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Stuff that we see today. Now, hear me out when I say this. Stuff that we see that we see today, the bullshit that we see today that's, you know what I'm saying, that's pushed on social media, you know what I'm saying? We've seen, fuck social media, that we've seen our damn selves, you know what I'm saying? That we
Megan Thee Stallion said we were savages.
You got Megan Thee Stallion talking about we were savages and shit like that, but we never look in the books and shit like that. The stuff that they pushed as propaganda back then, that's everything that we fucking doing today. Now, like I said, a lot of that is, but it's mainly propaganda because they weren't doing this shit. It wasn't prominent in the 60s and different things like that. They know how to engineer, you know what I'm saying, people, you know what I'm saying, through, like I said, the programming and all type of different aspects. But imagine if, you know what I'm saying, somebody tried to use that and tried to say that, and they tried to come from a sincere place in saying that shit. They wouldn't get the time of day. Look at all the shit that was all the white folks that was getting canceled after what happened with George Floyd. Now, a lot of motherfuckers were saying crazy ass shit. Were saying crazy ass shit online. But then there was a lot of motherfuckers who was getting canceled and losing their jobs over nothing. There was a professor that lost his job because he wouldn't allow the students. He got called racist and lost his job because he wouldn't allow the students to attend the protest and skip their final. He lost his damn job. He lost his damn job. And just all type of different stuff. If somebody come with, they'll say it. You got some people who are being condescending, but who gives a damn? You know what I'm saying? It's freedom of speech. But when talking about the all lives matter, there was a lot of people that were people who were being condescending. You had other people that were coming from it from a place of sincerity. They were losing their jobs, and there were so many different instances. Mm-hmm. I mean, think about sitting there. We'll sit up. We've seen videos of old white ladies getting beat down. There was a video not so long ago, old white lady getting beat down. Now she said something. She said nigger, but she got the hell beat out of her.
I mean,
now imagine, you know what I'm saying? We get an old black lady. They shouldn't have said that, and she deserved it. That's fair. Sit up there, an old black lady. You know what I'm saying? Do something. Let's adjust it. Let's move the goalpost. Let's say an old black lady go and it's deeper than words. She go and kick a dude in the shin. Or go kick a young woman in the shin. We'll keep it at where the participants were. We'll kick a young woman in the shin. Like, hey, you stop doing that, and kicks her in the shin. And a white woman. And the white woman, because he kicked her in the shin, the white woman beats the ever-loving shit out of this old black lady. What do y'all think will be do y'all think it'll be a consistent response?
She might get charged.
You think it'll be a consistent response? They sat up there. They let them vandalize everything, playing Black Lives Matter over everything. They playing the Black Lives Matter in the street. A white lady went to the middle of the street and painted nonsense. What she was doing was nonsense. All the paint is nonsense. but you know, I understand it. I don't. I understand the phrase, but you know, the painting and all that, painting all over the public. Oh, do whatever. What I'm talking about is, you know, nonsense. Black lives matter, all lives matter, and if you lose focus on the objective. But she got charged with a damn hate crime because she painted over it. But then we had two black women doing the same thing. They didn't get charged with a hate crime. There was no evidence of the white lady being a racist or saying that she didn't agree with what the group was. She simply didn't agree with the message.
I don't remember what the video was, so I can't really speak about that. But
you had to see that one. The white lady was out in California.
I just
the black women were in New York.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I thought New York.
Yeah. So it was in two different. Areas, but two different instances. And like I said, usually that comes at the state laws are different.
Yeah.
Different things like that. But still, even the manner that it was handled in the media, stuff like that, like it was you saw the absolute
here's what's gonna happen, and I don't think we're ready for this, but this is what's gonna happen. This is what's gonna happen. They're gonna give us all this shit for a little bit. They're gonna give us all this shit for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We gonna love y'all. You know what I'm saying? Hugs for all the colored people, or POCs, or what they calling this now. POS is POCs.
POS. That's basically what it damn near close.
Yeah, but they gonna give us all this love for a little bit, and they gonna snatch it back, and they're gonna say, "Well, we gave it to you, though.
Yeah,
we gave it to you." You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't understand. We gave it to you. You know what I'm saying? You didn't do anything with it. We gave it to you. You didn't do anything with it. Because, and that goes back to, do we want equal treatment, fair and equal? Do we want equity, or do we want to become the oppressor? Do we want fair and equity, or do we want equitable? I just use the word equitable, or do we want to become the oppressor?
I tell you what.
And that's where it becomes super tricky. You know what I'm saying? Like, this whole BLM thing, I don't need to be so off topic, but this whole BLM thing is, it's we so far gone from that shit.
Oh man.
Like, we've completely lost the objective of what that was. I'm not even gonna say we lost the objective of what that was supposed to be, because I don't ever think we knew what it was supposed to be. There was no objective, and that was part of the problem. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We got connected to a hashtag, a tagline, whatever you want to word it. And
they get connected to that, and that's where the focus stays on that instead of the objective. So it turns into talking about Black Lives Matter. No, but all lives matter. Well, Black lives don't matter, then all lives can't matter. So it's like, what the fuck are we fighting for? What are we supposed to? What is the objective? We're supposed to be focusing on. You look at all the protests everywhere. That shit is devolved. Nobody even knows what they're out there for. Nobody knows what's up there. They've added. You just went from police to now you got motherfuckers talking about feeding the hungry and shit like it's like, what the fuck is the objective? What are we doing?
You heard the new thing with George Floyd, right?
No.
You heard the new thing with George Floyd, right?
What they trying to throw dirt on him about now?
Nah, there is no dirt. There's no dirt. George Floyd getting a statue.
Oh, really?
Somebody posted that the other day, and I was like, stop it. And they was like, stop what? I said, that's the problem right there. I said, they gonna throw us a dog bone, and we gonna take it and run with it. Exactly. And we're gonna miss the whole fight, the whole plight. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a firm believer that there should be no statues, not a single one.
I'm cool.
I don't care who you are. You can name a street sign after somebody because you can change that. You can do a bridge.
They can do whatever they want. If they want to make one for me, I don't care about the statue. I don't care about the removal. And it's all because it's all, you know what I'm saying, it's all nonsense. It's nothing's getting changed
but that's my point though. You know, we so focused on the photo op that we forget about the actual objective because we go straight to the photo op. You know what I'm saying? We want to read the picture book instead of reading, you know, the novel. You know what I'm saying? Because the picture book is more appealing, you know. And so, you know, that's the objectification of man, you know, which is, you know, a lot of the reason we in this bullshit as is, you know what I'm saying? Because we objectify man so much, you know, that when a man does right, we love him, but then when he does wrong, we want to condemn him like he was God, you know. And I said, if you don't objectify him in the first place, you don't run into these issues with being man when he fucks up because he is merely a mortal human being, you know. So then you know, you don't attach things to people, you know what I'm saying? When you look at things like racism or you look at sexism or whatever, you're not attaching it to people. Too often we attach labels to people, and that's why we're never able to get to the root, because it goes back to an individual and we lose the whole purpose of what we was fighting for.
Let me ask you something. Outside of the people, and I know there's probably a couple, you know, probably a couple people around, and outside of us three right here, but for the most part, who's really locked in? You know, the people who sit up there and say they're trying to. You see what we doing? We do this. You know, we don't get a lot of views, different things like that. That's all for something else. You know, we want to have a successful podcast, do other things with the podcast, but when we do things like this, if we felt like the public didn't necessarily need it, we wouldn't even be on Facebook right now. We go live from Facebook because we feel it's a conversation that needs to be had. Who's locked in? You got everybody that sit up there and they got something to say, and they talk about how they want change. But who's locked in with you? Who's locked in with you? You know what I'm saying? Who is locked in with you? Who is sitting up there? We're going to be right there. We want to have that conversation. We want to join that conversation. Hey, we got something that we got to say. We want to sit up there. I got a suggestion. I see an error in what you're saying. Who's locked in with you? A lot of these motherfuckers ain't locked in.
That's because
it's just all lip service with it. It's all lip service. They not locked in with you. I'm noticing this shit. I've noticed since this year started, and I've been talking more and more, being more vocal. You know what I'm saying? I've been, kind of vocal because I do it for a reason. I'm not even the type of person that puts myself out there. I do a lot of shit. I've always been like that. Lauren, you know me. I've always been like that. We doing the rap group and shit like that. Who did they say was the one that was usually the one organizing and coordinating shit? Huh? Me, right? Usually coordinating this shit. But I'm not gonna go out there and, hey, look at me, and I did this and that. We all shine, we all men, we all shine, and I just want this shit to go I want this shit, the wheels to roll on this shit. So I don't want to be out front. And I've never wanted the spotlight. I never want the spotlight. I just want to see shit run right. But I've noticed that people they've gravitated away from me. People close, they've gravitated away from me, and I've become damn near, it's not love nor hate, it's become indifference. That we'll just leave him out to dry. Leave him out to dry. What he's saying has no credence, no nothing. Oh, you know what I'm saying? He ain't no millionaire. You know what I'm saying? He ain't no millionaire, you know what I'm saying? Ain't successful, shit like that. You know, what he's saying is just a bunch of bullshit. But we sit up here, we on here every day. You got somebody who's serious about this. Put a whole platform there. Got people that know you. Family fucking members. Family fucking members. Where the fuck are you? We be here day after day, day after day after day after day after day. Where the fuck are you? You motherfuckers don't want change. You don't want change. You doing the shit that's cool. Cause you moving with the crowd, the millions. You got 3 motherfuckers that's trying to tell you something different. Oh, you just 3 motherfuckers. What y'all saying don't matter. You just 3 motherfuckers trying to go against 1 million. Y'all obviously aren't right. Won't even give us a fucking chance. Who the fuck is with you? Cause I'm realizing who the fuck I'm realizing. I'm realizing I've been knowing. These motherfuckers are not trying to have a conversation. And they keeping this shit. The shit is only being regulated. If it is, it's only being regulated to social media and all this shit. And it, pretty much ends from there. And nobody's trying to go deep. But I see motherfuckers at protests and shit like this. What the fuck was you out there for? What was you trying to say? You just wanted to be a part of history, huh? Say I was there, huh? That right there, exactly. That bullshit right there. Just like you saw at the little Kanye rally and all that shit. People weren't listening. They were there to see Kanye see a celebrity, to be there a part of the fucking moment so they can take a snap and, hey, look at me. I feel, you down because, you was out there on the front lines.
Yeah.
You didn't get a goddamn thing. You didn't, I'm telling you, it's not my opinion. You did not get a goddamn thing changed. You did not get a goddamn thing changed. A lot of the shit that you got changed sent us in deeper. But you don't like that. You don't like when you hear me talk like that. You think I'm being pessimistic. Why, Corey? I said that, why is it this? You've heard me sit up there. I put it out time after time. What's wrong with me? You don't like my voice? I don't have the sexiest voice. My face, whatever the fuck it is. You don't like that. You get caught up into that shit. What the fuck is it? What the fuck it is. You know what I'm saying? Look like a goddamn ogre. You know what I'm saying?
I will say this much, man, and this is one thing that this is what I've come to just for me personally, is that I'm gonna come and stun on everybody's shit. Straight up. I'm gonna come and stun on everybody's shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm the same as you. I don't prefer to be the loudest person in the room, but if it's important, I've come to terms with the fact that I gotta adjust me to be the loudest person in the room for the moment. You know what I'm saying? It don't have to be for an extended period of time, but for a moment, I'm gonna be the loudest person in the room to get my point across.
You see how I am on social media. I'm sitting up there going all fucking day. No engagement. I'm talking about family members. I'm not looking for outside source. I'm talking about even just with family members, people that fucking know you, shit like that. Motherfuckers who been down with you. I've been with motherfuckers. I've been in trenches with motherfuckers. I've been with motherfuckers who've been ready to kill for me. Let me say this again. I've been with motherfuckers who've been ready to kill for me. When I get on this shit, where the fuck everybody at? Motherfuckers say they love me, but this is the shit that I really need you locked in. All that other shit that's all fun, fine and dandy. But when I say I really need you locked in on this shit, because this shit is serious. Where the fuck are y'all at? I'm sitting up there talking. I'm not even the type of person. I'm not even the type of person that likes to be out there and on social media. But it's urgent. It's so damn urgent and it's so damn important. But indifferent. I'm about to let you go, Lauren. But it's indifference. It's. They have become indifferent to me because I'm not saying what everybody else is saying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sitting up there talking about you. I'm not sitting up there talking about shit like black people can't be racist and shit like that. And when I do, I come with them. I come and then I'll sit up there. I'll do everything and I'll come with them and lay out every reason to why. And I'm not saying like I just had a conversation with my brother and my homie. He understand that shit. He know me, so he get that, you know, because I had a back and forth. But I'm talking about most people because I've had it with other people, and it's like like nah, I'm not feeling. You know what I'm saying? You feeling that from a social media standpoint, like I said. But you got to get them in front of you. But that's a whole nother thing. But a lot of people, we not congregating. We so separated. We so built, you know, individual, and we want our space because we want to be comfortable, but we want change for the future. So you got to get out of your comfort zone a lot. You have to get out of your comfort zone. It's like, don't let anybody who's, you know what I'm saying, fuck up impede on you. But, you know, we just seeing everything that just doesn't go along with what that is bad energy. They calling it bad energy. Keep that shit out. It's not conducive, man. It's not conducive, man. This is literally destroying us as a nation. We are going down, 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 down. This is the worst shit. This is the worst part of 2020 because it's exposed it with each other. All we do is we can just make sassy remarks and we sassy remarks and just, you know, turn each other off. Turn each other off, man. There's got to have understanding. There's gray areas. Everybody's thinking with a black and white mentality. While they're sitting up there talking about black and white, even though we're sitting up there with clearly brown, and the other people are clearly tannish, beige, something like that. But they put black, white, black, white. It's only race that's characterized like that. They're not calling Indians red. They sit up there and got that shit the fuck up out of there. They got that the fuck up out of there. They the Washington. Y'all see that? They the Washington football team. They had to get that shit the fuck up out of there. Finally, the people wasn't rocking with that. They ain't calling nobody red and like color. The yellow people calling them Asian, calling yellow people and stuff like that, but black and white. That's not a nationality. That's not a characterization, but that's how everybody is fucking thinking.
You hear about the Starbucks chick?
What about Starbucks?
Not Starbucks. I'm sorry, Trader Joe's. There's a chick.
What they do?
Well, she's going against Trader Joe's because they have certain labels on their ethnic product. And it's serious though. Like like when I read it, I was like, huh? But then when and I don't remember it, but they would be like, I'll just use this as an example. Would be like Chico's peanut butter. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you go to Trader Joe's, you know what I'm saying, be Chico's peanut butter. You know what I'm saying, and shit like that. But I mean, all that shit, you know, like when you talked about black and white, you know what I'm saying? I asked this question and this was 2-3 years ago. I was like, why do we allow people to call us black when number one, we're not black, but we understand the connotation behind the color, the how it's been put out there. You know what I'm saying? Black is dirty, it's derogatory, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's scary because it's midnight, all that type of stuff. Like, I'm not even, like, there's not a single portion of my body that's black. Like, my hair is dark brown. It's not black. It's just as dark brown as you can get before you go black. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's just a narrative. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had people that was generally offended when I posted that. I was like, I don't understand why you're upset. Like, number one, I'm just asking a question. Number two,
they're offended. Everybody gets offended.
My reality was true. Like, go take a look at your skin and tell me which portion of it is black. And, you know, people like, nah, we need to be proud in our culture being black. But I'm like, we're not black, we're brown. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you know, like, why is, like, but again, like, I'm not afraid to stand alone, you know, I mean, I be having conversations with my wife where I be like, man, you know, it offends me to be called black because
Hey,
what part about me is black?
You know what offends me?
Hmm.
You know what offends me that people look when people say black people can't be racist because they don't have the power to be racist. You know why that offends me? Because it implies that I don't have the, first of all, to come up with a racist system, you have to have the ability to conceptualize. When you talk about power and different things like that. See, that's if we don't have the power to be able to conceptualize racism, because with great power comes great responsibility, which is why they put, when they talk about the people who are in the 5%, let's just use that for example, 5%, 10%, 15%. The 5% are the ones who are trying to lead to get that, pull the 85 out of, their bullshit and pull them out of, what they're being led into, and trying to fight against the 10% who are using the knowledge, the same knowledge. The 10% are on the same level as the 5%, but they choose to use their knowledge to oppress or do whatever, take advantage of people, right? Mm-hmm. But understand that knowledge takes you two different directions. It's just like we got the internet. See what I've said for years, and as we're showing, the internet's either going to raise some of our best, which it has, because we have so much access to different information. The different information that it's information, facts. Didn't say truth. There's truths on here too, but we have to shift through the information and the facts to arrive at the truth. And there'll be different markers that we see within nature or whatever we learn that we'll be able to start putting two and two together, but the information's there. But then you have the majority that's being led into bullshit. They're falling further than any man on this earth has ever been. They are so far asleep. It is the worst state that mankind has ever been in. It works the same way when you're talking about the ability to conceptualize racism. So to say that a black person cannot be racist basically puts him in an animal form, to say he can't even conceptualize or forming a fucking system to begin with. Not a racist system, but just forming a system where people can grow in. If they can't make a racist system, now it's up to them, and it's up to, like I said, the people to make sure that the person, because power corrupts. A black person can be racist. You can't be racist in this system because you didn't create this system. But you can sure make another system. You can create another system. But you don't want to jump out of this system because this shit is too good. First of all, you're used to this system. And then, like I said, most of the shit is so good. You don't want to go fucking living out in the countryside. I know people that have farms and shit. Your motherfuckers don't even want to go. If motherfuckers, family members, don't even want to go out and go on the farm and tend to that shit. Be a one motherfucker out there trying to do it all by himself and get it all by himself and then offer to everybody else, and we can sit there and build for us and build for the future. Nah. They want to stay in their little industrial area. Industrial revolution. That's the only thing that's why slaves went free, was because of the Industrial Revolution. They didn't need y'all asses no more.
I don't think people understand the suppression in that statement either. Like there's suppression in that statement when you say that, and you don't even have to be black people, you can be whatever race, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That you can't be racist. Like by definition, racist is that you believe that your race is superior. You feel like you're superior, So if you don't feel like you're superior, that means you feel like you're inferior.
Like, no, not even that, because what racism really is feeling like it. See, what they keep doing is changing the definition. What I was talking with my homeboy last night, because he was talking about that, and what they had in the article is now they're trying to change it as racism is it's systematic.
Racism
is systematic, and that's the only thing racism is, therefore black people cannot be racist. It's like, no. It's a system. A system. It's a system. It's either a racist system. You got systematic racism, or you have a racist system. A fucking racism is not a system. If I sit up there and I decide, if I sit up there and I create my own, build my own damn property, build my own damn business or whatnot, and I sit up there and decide, I say, no white people allowed. White person come, hey, I want to work for you. I think you're fair. I like how you got everything working around here. We're not even going to get into the money use and stuff like that, because you're still, if you're working with the Federal Reserve money and fiat money, you're still working within this system, which, yes, there is systematic racism and things like that, but you're still working within this system. But you got your, we're not even talking about creating something else, creating, you know what I'm saying, creating their own, people creating their own currency and putting their own, we'll accept this as valid, because that's all you're doing with paper money and now credit. That's all you're fucking doing. You're putting it. It's not valid. It's not valid if you say it's not valid. So you're creating the system with your own damn mind. But I sit up there, and so I'm in here, and I got the shit running good, you know what I'm saying? I got opportunity of paying my employees well, and I say, white people can't, nope, no white people, right? Now, I can say that, I can do that, right? Now, there may be reasons. There may be reasons, and it gets kind of blurred at that moment. But we're not even gonna say that's racist. Now, I'll say white person say, okay, he's not hiring white people. It could be for any reason. I could possibly like white people, but I'm trying to build my people. I want it to be black people, right? I want them to have jobs, and I want to catch up for the years of torment that's been done, and you know what I'm saying, and the oppression and how they pushed us back. So a white person goes, and I see him, and he gets a job across the street. Could be with another black person, white person, something or whatnot. See him go get a job across the street. Oh, damn. Nah. Can't let that happen. Can't let that happen because he's white. He's white. Can't let him get ahead or get a further head start or whatnot. So I'll go over there and kill him.
Allegedly.
Because I'm black, I'm not racist, right? Y'all can sit up there and say that's far-fetched or not. People can sit up there and say that's far-fetched. But it's something that can be conceptualized. We're not talking about pigs flying. We're not talking about me jumping off a cliff and flying. We're talking about something that can be conceptualized and carried out. And anything that can be carried out more than likely has happened when you think about it in that manner.
Mm-hmm. More than once.
So there's just different things like that. And we can get deeper into that. It's not even what this is all about. We're not talking about, you know what I'm saying, all black people racist, but that's just one thing. But when you sit up there and start digging into it, you start finding different aspects to these things. Yeah. You start finding different aspects, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, you won't even arrive to that conclusion. You won't even arrive to that conclusion. You won't even be able to understand where a person's coming from if you think they're trying to be malicious all the time. You think they're trying, you just get offended. You're always offended and always in your feelings. And I don't like what they said, so it's invalid.
Yeah. Okay.
Had to fall out. Yeah, man, we gonna get out of here too. We're gonna get some more topics. Tonight, man, you got anything? I wanted to rant because this is the problem right now, man. This is the problem. Nobody's really serious. It doesn't burn. People don't want it bad enough because when you're sitting up there and you leave it to, I'm only listening to things that interest me. Mm-hmm. Like you said, it doesn't burn enough. It doesn't burn enough because when it really burns, what happens when a motherfucker's drowning and shit like that? What happens when a person's drowning and they about to go down?
Your body tenses up.
Tenses up, but not even that. What they gonna do? What they gonna do? You think they worried about if they color their favorite color is purple? You think they worried about the fucking life raft or the damn lifesaver being purple?
Yeah, they're trying to stay alive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Throw a blood nigga out in the water. He start drowning. You throw a blue lifesaver out there. You think he go? Oh, nigga, that's blue. Oh, he fall down.
Get that away from me.
Exactly. No, he's gonna grab that motherfucker and he gonna go to safety.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt enough. These people ain't hurt enough. Not searching enough. So they digging into whatever interests them. It doesn't hurt enough. Doesn't hurt enough.
Yeah, man. Honestly, before we bounce out of here, I got two things. Well, yeah, two things I gotta. I just want to clear up with for everybody. So the clothing brand's been pushed back. If you still want something, you know what I'm saying, just DM me and we'll work everything out. But I'm working on a website now. Is coding is difficult a little bit. I'm not even gonna hold you. But yeah, that been pushed back. But also the second thing is because I got a bunch of little things like, oh, what's going on with the show, this and this and that. Nothing's going on with the show, man. Like and one of the not tweets, but one of the things I put on Facebook about looking for another team. I'm looking for another team like for an audio engineer and also an animator. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm looking to do a couple things with a couple of different artists, and so I want an animator and I want an audio engineer. I'm not the
best. They thought the show thought we fell out of shit.
Yeah.
Y'all. Sometimes we just need a break, man. Y'all see this? Y'all see the stuff that we cover, all the topics we covered, like that stuff, and you sit up there getting soaking in all that news because we know that y'all not looking into all this stuff, and y'all not looking at it with a microscope to try to get something that can be learned out of it. So y'all not soaking in all these things. The shit that I sit up there and look at every day. I'm sitting up there while everybody else is saying, no, I'm not looking at this. Oh, I'm not looking at that. I don't want that energy. I'm sitting there looking at all type of shit. I gotta soak this shit in. Because I've lived it. I've seen the shit up close, but I have to have my ear to the street. I have to keep my ear to everything that's happening in the world around you so it can be applied so people can understand how it's moving and how to play defense against this stuff. How to play defense against this stuff that can be learned from these situations. I just sat there and looked at you saw that quadruple shooting over in Detroit the other day. How many people have seen how many people know people? I know a lot of people that's been killed. Have y'all ever seen a body laid out? Stiffness. Somebody who just got killed, just got smoked. Y'all ever seen the stiffness of that? It's a cold feeling. It's a real feeling. Get the reality. Ain't no sleep. There's a difference. You can look at a motherfucker who sleep like, oh yeah, that motherfucker sleep. You see that chest breathing. When you see a motherfucker dead, you know he's dead. When you see a motherfucker dead and slumped out, shit leaking, you know he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Know he's dead. But that stuff you got to soak in because that's the reality of life, and you got to understand things, what led up to that. Those are the things that literally kept me alive, learning from those situations. What led up to that? What mistake did I make? I've made mistakes that could have led to me dying. And I sat there and looked back on it and said, what mistake did I make? Can't do that again. I'll never do that again. I knew I was in the wrong. Can't do that again. Slipping. And so you make adjustments. Crazy people, insane people do the same thing over and over again. Expect
definition of
results. Yeah, expect different results and shit like that. I'm sitting there looking at that video of the old boy, the quadruple shooting, and I look at that shit. I say, you just sit there, you got to soak in. What the fuck went wrong? Things that you look at, a lot of people don't want to look at that shit because it, you know what I'm saying? It's, and I understand it, but you got to understand the world around you. People sitting up there laughing, they in there laughing. They said, I heard some theories that said allegedly the dude robbed they had robbed the dude and was just in front of his face, and I don't even think they knew that they knew or recognized him or something like that. But then, you know, you just saw him in there. What I thought maybe it happened, they were kind of joking around and laughing. I thought they may have been talking about him, and he just decided up and headshotted all of them. Not saying it's justified. Not saying it's justified, but like I said, there's so many different things in programming that we program on each other, program ourselves on each other that lead to responses like that, to where a motherfucker think that that's justified to shoot somebody, but it's not justified. But also, motherfuckers can be antagonistic. Motherfucker don't just do personal shit, just run up, just start shooting everybody for no damn reason. It's, you know, stuff to learn from, man. Stuff to learn from. So we can't do this shit every damn. Sometimes you got to take a break. Decompress so you can be able to, you know, we still got stuff that we trying to, you know, accomplish within our own personal lives also. So not everything is not no beef, anything like that. We just sometimes we gotta say, hey, we'll get it back going in a couple weeks or something, man, because this shit ain't talking about this shit. It don't feel good. It don't feel good, man. It's a release, you know what I'm saying? You like to give the, you know, learn, but man, we in dire situation. This shit weighs on you, and you, especially when you see it and you like, okay, and people are, like we said, showing that indifference to what you're trying to do, and you're literally trying to help, you know what I'm saying, contribute to saving the nation and close your ears off. Shit weighs down on you. It's like, you gotta step back and get your head together and then get back in the game. Yeah, I ain't got nothing else, man.
Yeah, so I just want to let everybody know, man, nothing's going on. You know what I'm saying? This team is still good. We still running strong. You know what I'm saying? I'm just looking for people with other skills to do other things, you know what I'm saying, for not just this show, but other projects that in the future I have working in the works and stuff like that. So man, stay tuned for pull up on the app. It might come back this year. And when I mean it might come back, there's gonna be an art show. Well, me and a couple other people want to throw an art show. So be on the lookout for that. That'll be on the Word on the App page. I might live stream it and have a couple interviews with some artists or whatever. But yeah, man, stay safe in the COVID. We still rocking. You know what I'm saying? If you need to hit any of us, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure we've all shared the show. All of our links are pretty sure are in the links in the description, stuff like that. So yeah, man, just hit us up. Let us know what you want to talk about. If you think that we said anything that you didn't like, that you would like to have a conversation on, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Just shoot.
Address it.
So yeah, this has been another episode of the Word on the App podcast with your hosts Corey Gilmore, Lauren Jones, and your ignorant, eclectic, mad genius, Randy Anderson. Man, peace. We out. Yeah. All right, boom. We gotta hold on.